What's up guys, it's Chad. Welcome back to the channel. Another no prep drag RC video for you. By the way, I do a lot of no prep drag content, so if you're interested in this kind of stuff, don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know if you know anybody else is doing stuff like my channel. It's hard to find that kind of stuff. I don't really focus on doing reviews on RC or anything like that, but just the overall experience. Besides some podcasts, it's really all I know about. So it's the day after my first event for our local club, and man, it was a long one and it was a great one. I had some good luck and some bad luck. I'm gonna put in some footage and stuff and talk through some of the things that happened that day. Also, just wanna give you guys some pointers on some things that I learned on my DRK and some things that you definitely don't want to do before you go to a race. My day started off really bad because on my first test hit, I did a parachute with my car and it hit a curb and broke the 3D printed shock tower. That's the second time that's happened. I got rid of it. The shocks now are not as vertical, but the car seems to just keep going straight. I'm gonna chalk that up to the stiffer springs and that 100K fluid in those shocks. Try that out if you're having problems. So we had probably about, I don't know, 30, 40 people in attendance, 15 people on the Outlaw class, about 10 on a 13.5 class, and I think about 6 on a Run What You Brung. That looks pretty fun. I might get the TTO2 out there, but I really don't want to blow it up, but it looks pretty fun. So let's talk about gearing and power and all that stuff. So since I didn't have the wheelie bar on, I had to really learn how to adjust my power so I could hold on to my spots, battle for some more, that kind of stuff. Luckily, I was able to look at the DRK data logs and see exactly where my power was going out as far as when the slip was happening and I was going into the parachute, and that seemed to be happening around 65 to 75%. Ironically, 70% is where my turbo comes in. So my car must actually be kicking up a little bit at about 70%. So that was about 30, 35 feet out where I would start having my problems. And I never really focus that when I'm doing my runs. I've never had that problem. I've always ran with the bar, but I didn't think that my car actually hit the wheelie bar with the launch control and stuff, you know, built into the DRK, but it actually is. So definitely leave your wheelie bar on. There's a reason why you need it. So after that was all said and done, just thinking back on everything, it's just great to be out with people again. Last year when everything happened, when the pandemic started and everything, the no prep drag thing really kind of helped get me through a lot of stuff, and that's really why I'm not too super serious about it, going to races, racing for money and all that stuff. Maybe I'll do that just to enjoy more of the experience. But right now, I just know what it did for me last year because it was the only thing that we thought that we could be doing, be outside and be safe and everything. You know, we all know how things have turned out now, but last year it really was, you know, almost like a mental lifesaver to me, and I'll always be grateful for the people that I'm with that do that and for the people that host the events. It was really great, like seeing some of the local guys that don't even know who I am that are watching the channel. Shout out to all you guys right now. And you know, it's just all about having fun and enjoying the hobby, and I'm glad that I have this audience here to share the experience with. So we know what I was running before from the last video. If you take a look at that, I'll put a link to it up here. That's the tune that I was running, 8722 on the gearing. Seemed to work pretty good. Maybe I'll play around with 8720 or whatever, but I know that there's a couple really fast guys out there and a couple above me, and it's gonna take some, I'm gonna need more power. I don't know when that Phantom's gonna be here, but we're gonna have to figure something out. So this is my log from the last race that we did, and you can see that I dialed things down and we were able to hit 100% power. This was a fresh pack, about 50,000 RPMs is what we ended up at. Voltage hitting 6.5, 6.5. I'm gonna go ahead and reset the data here. And let's go ahead and go back and there's the McLean breaking in and out of line. So let's take the tune that I have. So I got my throttle punch set at 70. That's pretty much standard now. Launch power control. So I had to basically turn down these stages here, especially here in the 60 to 70% range, so I wasn't bringing on everything all at the same time. And then I bumped my turbo to come up at 80, so that way everything would continue to accelerate before any extra timing was coming in. I tried to make a little bit of it up on the big end by putting that up to 45 and dumping the slew rate into it. We'll take a look here at my last race that I had. It looks like I was gonna have him no matter what, but he did end up crossing. But I know Bo's a pretty good competitor. His car is definitely burning up that street. I'm gonna leave this tune in and everything the way it is when we go out to test here in the next video, just because I want to see what it was doing. My GNS was dead. You know, batteries were dying on me. I forgot my big 4-cell pack that I use to charge these up, to charge up my tire warmer. So a lot of things were just kind of going on, and it just was like, between being so far away from the pits and the action and it being like an extra long day, that's the thing that you got to remember and think about. Sometimes these events don't go as planned. You know, if you have a bracket that you enter and you see that you're going to be racing 6, 7, 8 rounds, then of course you can prepare for that and have everything that you need to get you by. But in this time, usually our races, maybe we go 3 or 4 rounds tops, but we hit that 6, 7, 8 mark, and you know, you had to bring your A game. Everybody was ready to go. I thought that I was ready to go, but again, I made a few mistakes and then I started off bad. So once I finally settled down and got the car fixed where it was working and just kind of started hanging back and watching everybody race, enjoy what was going on. I had to get used to the tree. It was the first time that we used a tree. That thing is just awesome. We're really lucky to have that. Shout out to Rick for getting that for everybody. And I mean, you got to have like super confidence, and the DRK gives me that, because when I hit that green, I know that I can pull that trigger all the way and that car is going to go and it's not going to spin out. There's nothing better than having that kind of confidence. That is something that I just did not have last year, and I've seen a lot of people struggling with it this year that didn't have DRKs. The other thing was I try to like be minimal when I go to these races. I don't like taking a lot of stuff. I'm trying to par down my parts and everything like that. You know, I like to just go, set up, hang out, enjoy everybody. But you know, you really need to get things set up and organized. My table wasn't big enough. It was super windy yesterday, so things were blowing all over the place. You take your body off and it's blowing across the parking lot. You have to set your remote down on it and everything. You're carrying her. I was so far away from the pits, so every time I went up before my race, I would carry my battery and tire warmers with me and everything on, and then take it all off and get ready to go. So being that far away from the actual start finish line, if you have a chance, try to get as close as you can. Power, put my turbo back down to 70 and kind of just see what happens here. .6 at 54. That was a pretty hard hit. That's Lots of good acceleration there, 2.13. I'm pretty happy with that. And a 2.7 at 55 miles per hour. So that is where we're gonna cut it today. So what did we learn today? We learned that the car still runs straight. We learned that the tires definitely need to still stay hot, or you're just gonna start ice skating everywhere. We learned that we are at the max at this 8722. So maybe we will try going the other way next time. I don't know. I'm kind of running out of ideas, guys. What do you think we should do? We seem to be stuck. I know there's got to be some left in this 4.5 turn. We got to figure out a way to get something out of it together. So let me know. We'll talk to you guys later. Peace.